Alright, folks, today we're playing Disney's Big Thunder Mountain, the wildest game in the wilderness, right? Alright, to set up Big Thunder Mountain, we will put the board together. First, we're going to take the mine basin and place it in the center of the table where everybody can reach it. Then we're going to build the board around it. It is a puzzle type thing that contorts to the mine basin there, and we will snap together where we got the point track on one side and the town on the other. All right, now when you do put the board together, you want to make sure the table's level, so the marbles won't roll to one side. Next, we're going to place out the supplies track board here. Okay, then we're going to give the supplies deck a shuffle, and we are going to place the first three face up on the supply track, one in each of these spaces here, leaving the rest face down to make a draw pile. Okay, next we're going to give these fate cards a shuffle, and we're going to make a draw pile for them somewhere on the side of the board. Next, we're going to take these town share cards here. We're going to give them a shuffle, and we're going to place them off to the side of the board. Then we are going to take a number of cards equals to the number of players minus 1 and put said card or cards near the 20 space next to the score track here, face down with the 2 facing up. Alright, so if you had a 2-player game like we do here, it's only 1 card. If you had a 4-player game, it would be 3 cards here. Now we're going to set up the upgrade tokens here. If we look down here, we can see there are 6 different types of upgrade tokens. Alright, and there are 3 of each different type. We are going to place a number of tokens equal to the number of players minus 1 down near the board somewhere where everybody can see them. Okay, so 2-player game, we're only putting 1 tile of each type down. In a 3-player game, we would put 2 types of each tile down. 4-player game, we would put 3 tiles of each type down. Any unused ones are going to go to the box. They will not be used for the game. Okay, next we're going to take the town tokens here, and we're going to place them in a pile off to the side of the board. I have them in a container. You could just leave them in a pile. It's up to you. Then we are going to finish the mountain. All right, we're going to place the Big Thunder Mountain piece here in the center of the mine basin with the mine shaft opening facing out. Then we are going to take all the marbles in the game, and we are going to look for these 2 red ones, and we're going to remove them, putting them off to the side for now. We're going to dump the rest of them inside the reservoir here behind Big Thunder Mountain. Now once we do that, we're going to do an initial run. Somebody's going to turn this thing 3 times so that it captures 1 marble and lets it roll down into the basin when they spin it back around. 3 times. Alright, now we're going to take those 2 red marbles we had. We're going to place 1 inside the reservoir there, and we're going to take the other one and put it back in the box. It's just a spare. Next, each player will choose a color, and they will take the player pieces of that color, which include a player board. 8 of the starter cards in their color. They're double-sided. One side says supplies. The other side is the color of the player's color with starting supplies on the bottom of it. They also get 1 scoring locomotive figure there and 1 mine cart. Players will take the locomotives and place them here at the starting spot on the scoreboard where there's a picture of a locomotive. Then each player will take their mine carts and place it back here in the town spot, placing it in corresponding spot for that color. Next, each player will take this player 8 and put it near them if they choose to, and then they will give their starting supply cards a shuffle and draw for them. Okay, this will be their hand. The rest of the cards will go to the left of their player mat in the draw pile there. Return any unused player pieces to the box. They will not be used for the game. And you're basically set up. The only thing you have to do is pick the first player. That is the first player to say yeehaw. And then you are set up to play Big Thunder Mountain. Alright, Big Thunder Mountain is a deck building pick up and deliver game where players are trying to getting the most points by the end of the game, which is triggered by the first player to get to this 20-point spot here or further along than that. On the player's turn, they will start off by doing what is called a run. They will spin this 3 times, collecting a marble and dumping it out. 3. If this red marble were ever to come out, you would count that as 1 is the 3. You would finish doing the run, dropping all 3 of the marbles, and then you would draw one of these fate cards and do whatever the fate card said. Alright, then you would remove the marble, the fate marble, the red one, from the mine that it is in and place it back in the reserve so it could come out later on. After a player has done that, they will then take the 4 cards that they had started with, or 5, we'll get back to that later, and they will play these one at a time, doing all or as many of the actions on the card as they choose to before they can move on to the next card. Okay, can't do one card, do it, one action on that, jump to another card, and then come back to the card you did. You must finish all the actions on one card before you move on. All right, so let's take a look at some of these actions. Here we have mine cards. All right, they have a number in it that tells you how many spaces you can move. If we look at the board here, we have these spots on the board. There's 8 of them. The town spot is considered 1 space. It is the only space that all players can go on. Normally, on the other 7 spaces, there can only be 1 cart on that space. The town space is the only one where several players can be at once. So, to move, we simply take our car and go from 1 space to another. Some of the mine carts have 2 or more printed on it. You do not have to go all of the movement. You can only go 1. You can move 2 if you wanted to. If it were a cart that said 4, you could go up to 3 or 2 or 1. It's up to you. You could choose not to play the card at all and keep it in your hand. If a player were to play a card and it would land them on a space with another player, then they would push that player up 1 space and take the space that they were aiming for. Okay, now if they were to move into a space with another player and there's another player in front of that player, then be like bumper cars and each player would move up 1 space until you could get to the space you want to. And naturally, you could jump over a player if you had enough space to do so. You just cannot end your movement on a spot with another player. You would push that player up and then take that space. Next, we have the bail action. Okay, if we do the bail action, we must be at a mine with water in it, these blue marbles, and we would remove 1 blue marble for each bucket symbol that we have, and we would put that back into the supply so it could be used later on, and we would gain 1 town token for each of these marbles that we bailed. We place them here on our player board, and if you take note, we can only keep 5 of these town tokens at a time. Alright, the next action we could take is the pick action. In order to do the pick action, we must be in a mine that does not have a water marble in it. Okay, and then we could take 1 gold marble or 1 or the brown marbles and place it in our cart there. Now, a cart can only hold 4 marbles, and it cannot hold the water marbles or the red fate marbles. Remember, they will always go back into the supply as soon as they are used. Next symbol we have is the pan symbol. What that means is if we are in a spot next to a mine that has water in it and either gold or ore in it, we can take the gold or ore without having to bail out the water. We do not get the town token for that. We just simply are able to collect the mine or gold. The next symbol we have here is this locomotive symbol. What that will allow us to do is to come up here to the supplies board, and we can take 1 of the cards from the supply board and then place it to the right of our player board here in the discard pile, and we can use that later on when we shuffle up our discards. I'll get to that later. And then we would replace the card that we took and put it in the spot from the card that we took from. That was a little mouthful. All right. Can only do 1 of these per symbol. Now, on these supply cards, we'll have more options in some of them. All right. This one we could pick, bail, and move. This guy here is a tunneling action. When we do a tunneling action, the first thing we're going to do is spin Thunder Mountain once to draw a marble. Okay, we will see where that marble lands, and then we could choose to move from the spot we are in to where the marble is. If one of these fate marbles came out, we would resolve that, and then we could choose to move to the spot if we want to. We don't have to do that. So in this case, it wouldn't make sense because the marble landed there. But say I was over here, and this marble was rolled out, then I can move from here to here. Okay, now that's basically all of the actions you can take with the cards. Take note that some cards say you can either do the action or discard to Most of them are moved that I see. Now, once players have done that, they will discard all the cards that they have used that round. They will then draw back up to their hand limit. In the beginning, it's 4. Later on, it could be 5. We'll get into that again, like I said in a second. If you cannot, which was the case, I could not. I don't have 3 cards here. Then you would shuffle your discard pile and then draw up to what your hand limit is. Discard pile would then become the new draw pile. So that is what you can do with your cards. Now, once you get to the town spot here, remember, this is the only spot on the board that can hold more than 1 player. In the town, you could choose to trade in your ore and the gold that you have mined going around the board. Okay, if you do that, then the ore is worth either 1 town token or 1 point on the board. And the gold would be either 2 town tokens or 2 points on the board. You would have to choose either the points or the tokens. Regardless, you would then dump the marbles into the reserves, so they could be used later on. Another thing players could do at the town is to buy one of these upgrade tokens. Okay, you can only have 3 of these. If you were to purchase a 4th one, you would have to discard one of the 3 on your player board, and that would go to the box. It would not go back to next to the board for another player to buy. All right, so to purchase an upgrade, all you have to do is look at the number up in the top right and pay that many town tokens for that upgrade. All right, so say I had 3 town tokens here, and I am going to pick this one, the big claim. All right, the coin would go to the supply, and then any time from then on, if I were in a mine that had a mine next to it that had ore or gold in it, I could choose which adjacent mine to pan or pick from. Okay, got to abide by the water rules with the panning and picking thing. This guy here, real simple, lets you have 5 cards instead of 4 in your hand. This guy here will allow you to buy one of these supplies and instantly put in your hand instead of discarding it, so you could use it immediately. This guy here will allow you to get 2 town tokens whenever you bail water instead of 1. This guy here will let you use pick or panning interchangeably. And then finally, this guy here will let you use gold as or as gold when you're in a town action. All right, so or would be worth 2 points instead of 1 if you were using this. Okay, when you buy these, you place them on your player board and they are instantaneous. You can use it from the time you purchase them onward. Another option a player can do, and the final option a player can do, is take one of these town share cards. Okay, on a player's turn, they could spend 2 coin, buy one of these, and only 1 per turn, and then they could place these in their player area face down. So we look at the back of them. They are worth 1, 2, or 3 points, and they will be part of the end scoring. All right, speaking of which, we'll get into that now. Once a player has done as many of these actions or all of these actions, they will discard any cards they use and draw back up to their hand limit. Like I said, now they do not have to discard all their cards. They could keep 1 or 2 or 3 and just draw back up to their hand limit if they choose to. But after they do that, play will go on to the next player, and this will continue until one player reaches this 20-point spot here on the board. When a player does that, they will get the town card, the town share card that is there, and every other player will get 1 more turn to finish out what they're doing to try and gain more points. Now, if you go beyond that 20-point marker, you would still get the share card there, if there is any, and if you go past 25, you would take one of these town tokens and place it underneath your train to show that you are past 25. Once everybody's taken their last turn, players will go down to their mine carts here, and they will get half of the points that they normally get for gold and ore. So a gold marble would only be worth 1 point. A ore marble would be half a point rounded down. So you would need 2 ore marbles to equal 1 point. All right. And then gold's only worth 1 point. After that, you would add up all of the points that you have from your shares, and whoever has the most points wins the game. If there is a tie, whoever has the most town coins between those tied players wins the game. And that is it. That is how you play Big Thunder Mountain. Stay tuned for a gameplay. All right, gang, we're playing Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, blah, 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 blah. Jen will be the first player, yellow. I will go after her as green, obviously. There's only 2 players. Okay, now, normally these cards would be face down so that other players can't see them. They're in your hand. I'm only one person. I'm going to have them face up so I can keep track of what I'm doing. All right, same goes with these town shares. When you collect them, you could place them face down. You're supposed to place them face down, so it's kind of a guessing game how many points everybody has at the end of the game. All right, on the player's turn, first thing they're going to do is do a run, spin this mountain thing around 3 times, dropping off marbles. Hopefully it picks them up. We'll see. All right, so we're going to do this 3 times. If the red marble comes out, the fate marble, we will continue with the run, and then we will draw one of these fate cards and do whatever it says, and then we will take the red marble out of where the cavern that it was in, and we will throw it back into the supply. All right, so that's what Jen rolled out finally, 3 of them. All right, so if we look at our cards, we could do a number of things. We could move, we could pick, or we could discard this to move 1. Or we have 2 cards here that'll let us bail and or move. We do not have to do all of the actions. We could do as many as we want. We don't have to do any of them. We could just keep it in our hand and then discard it at the end of the round. Depends on what we want to do at the end of our turn, rather. All right, so first thing we're going to do is obviously we're going to throw this 2 out to move. Try and get to one of these mines here. So 1, 2, 2. All right, jump the gun there. All right, so now we're going to play this card here. We can't bail, but we are going to move. So 1. And then we're going to play this card here. We're going to move. Then we're going to bail. Okay, we place that back in the supply there. And we get 1 coin. All right, we can only have 5. All right, and then the last one we're going to do is we're not going to discard it yet. We are going to pick and get 1 gold marble. All right, now we're going to discard these. We're going to draw back up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the end of Jen's turn. Goes over to me. I do a marble run. Let's see if I can get them out. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm going to move, obviously. 1, 2. Okay, now I can't pick. I can play this one. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to move 1. And I'm going to choose one of these supply cards up here. I'm going to go with this mountain and bailing card here. I'm going to throw that in my discard pile. I'm going to draw a new one and place it in the spot that it was. All right, so I moved. Now I can't pick because there's water in there. You can't pick with water in there. You can pan. I don't have a pan card. So I'm going to hold on to these 2 cards. Discard these. Draw 2 cards back up to 4. That's the end of my turn. Goes over to Jen. And Jen's going to do a run. Let's see. 1, 2, 2.5, 3. All right, now let's see what Jen's going to do. Jen has, she's got the pan, so she is going to pan. Now she can get the gold, or if they were there. All right, she does not get the water like a bail action. Okay, you don't get to place that back into reserve, and you don't get any coin for it. All right, so that was her first card. She can't bail or pick because there's water there. There's water at this other one too. So what she will do is she will play this, and she will move 1, and she will take. You know what? She's going to take a tunneling card too, I think. All right, she's going to place that in her discard pile. Then she will. You know, I think she's going to go to town. All right, so she's going to play this. She's going to move 2, 1, 2, and then she's going to discard this one to move 1, which brings her into town. And I'm going to discard all these right now. All right, now she's in town. She has 2 gold. She has a choice. She could get points or coins or a combination of both. What she do is she'll take 1 gold and get 2 points. And then she'll take the other gold and get 2 coin. Okay, now that brings her up to 3 coin. She could choose to buy a town share if she wanted to for 2 coin. She's going to hold off on that for a minute. She's going to look at one of these upgrades. So she could buy the big claim here, which costs 3. This one here, which will turn gold into ore in town, which costs 3. This one here, which will allow you to interchange picking with panning. Or this one here, which will allow her to bail and get 2 coins for 1 marble instead of 1 coin for a marble, or blue water marble. All right, so I think what she wants to do is get this big claim here. All right, and that's going to be all of her monies. And that is the end of her turn. She's out of cards. She's got to shuffle back up to draw up to the 4. Got 4 more cards. And it goes over to me. Time to make a run. 1. None. 2. 3. All right. So let's see what I'm going to do. All right. So I got a bail card here. I got this guy here. All right. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to move 1, and then I'm going to bail one of these. Get a coin. Okay. Then I'm going to play this card here, which will let me pan some gold. All right. And then I still got these 2. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to hold on to them. And then I'm going to draw back up the 2. 2 more to 4, rather. Discarding them. That's the end of my turn. Goes over to Jen. That was a quick one. 3. The sides are always loaded, ain't it? All right. Let's see what she's going to do here. She's going to play this to move 1. She's not going to pan, though. Then she's going to play this guy here. So with this mountain thing, we got to... With the tunnel thing, we got to roll 1 die out. 1 marble out. And then we could choose to go to that space if we want to. And it's the same space we're in, so it doesn't make sense. If the fate die or fate marble came out, we would do the fate thing card and then, choose to move to the space where the fate marble is. All right, but that didn't work out the way we wanted to, so we're going to bail. All right, we're going to get 1 coin. And then we're going to play this guy here. We're going to pick for some gold. And Jen's going to hold on to this last card for the next round. She's going to draw back up to 4. My turn to do a run. 3. Oh, a lot of going on there. All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to move 2 spaces first. Okay. 1, 2. Then... you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to move 1 of the 2 spaces. All right. Then I'm going to play this guy here, which will let me mine. Then I'm going to play this guy here, which I'll move 1, and then I will do a bail action, get a coin. I'm going to save this guy for the next round. Discard everything, got to shuffle and draw back up. All right, over to Jen. She doesn't run. 3. All right, let's see what Jen's going to do here. She's gonna mine. All right, so she's going to grab this guy here. All right, she'll play this to move 1. She's not going to bail. Then she's going to play this to move 1 and choose one of these. I think she'll go with. She'll go with this. All right, we're going to discard that. I'm going to refill it before I forget. There we go. All right, she's going to hold on to this last one, I think. Yeah, she's going to hold on to that. Discard all these, draw back up the 4, and she's got to shuffle. My turn to do a run. All right, let's see what we got. 3. Now, a fate marble came out. We have to draw and resolve a fate card. And it says, place all mine carts in town. So we all go to town. This gets discarded. This goes back into the reservoir up there in the supply. Goes over to me. So let's see here. I am going to do a town action. All right, I'm going to change in my juicy gold here. I'm going to put 1 in there and get 2 points. 1, 2. Now, I have another gold. I think I'm going to go with this one. I got enough for that, so I'm going to get 2 more points. Okay, 1, 2. Then, like I said, I'm going to buy this one here. And now, I'm going to start playing some cards. All right, so first one I'm going to do is play this, get out of town, and buy some supplies. I think I'll go with this one here. Put that in my discard pile. Fill it back in. All right, now my next one. I'm going to throw this guy down here and get some ore. And then I'm going to move 2. 1, 2. And the final one, I'm going to move 1. And I am going to do some mining. And I forgot to pay for it, so I'm going to put 1 in the bank. And I would get 1. It evens out. That's the end of my turn. I discard all this. Draw back up to 4. Goes over to Jen. Jen will do her first run. 3. All right, now Jen is in town. She's going to do a town action. She's going to cash 1 in for 2 points. And then her other gold, she's going to cash in for some coinage. All right, and then with these 3, she's going to buy this guy here. Now she's going to play some cards and see what she does. All right, first she'll move 2. 1, 2. And then she's going to move 2 more. 1, 2, bumping me up 1 space. Now she is going to pan for the gold, obviously. And does she want to do this or not? She'll hold on to this. Alright, so that's the end of her turn. We discarded this. My turn to do a run. 3. Alright, we got the fate die. Fate marble. I'll be calling this die holding. Alright, so let's see what we got. Flash flood. Run 1 extra marble. Then move each mine cart at a mine shaft with water 1 space. I don't think there are any marbles left. So that's the end of that. But Jen is at a space with water. She would bump me up. And then I'm at a space. So I gotta say that bumps me up too. Alright. So I discard that. I'm not going to play this because I know there's only 1 marble in there. I got to get some... Oh, this ain't going to help me, is it? No. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bail some water out, getting some coinage. And then I am going to not move. I'm going to play this guy here. Because of this, I can pan. So, I'm going to say this gold is in this run here. I'm going to take that. I pumped them. Alright, now, you know what, that's what I'll do. I'm going to use this tunneling one, the bail. Okay. And then I'm going to put it in the right spot. Now remember, you can't put water in your carts. Alright, taking a coin. I am not going to do the tunnel action. Alright, but then I'm going to play this, go to 2 spaces, only using 1 of them to go to town, and I am going to cash in the 1 ore for 1 coin. Then I'm going to cash in the 1 gold for 2 points. With my 4 coin, I am going to purchase this guy here, which will allow me to take any supplies and put them directly in my hand instead of my discard pile. Alright, pay all $4 to the bank. That is the end of my turn. I discard and draw back up, but I'm going to have to shuffle. Alright, Jen's up. Time to make a run. 3. Alright, let's see. Jen will she'll play this, and she will move one space and grab this guy here. Alright, discarding that. Then we refill. Alright, now she cannot mine, so she'll bail. That'll give her a coin. And then she will tunnel. So let's spin this guy one time. And it did not help her whatsoever. Alright, so, she's going to go to town. She's going to discard both of these. Moving 2 spaces. Go into town. And with this gold, she will get 2 coins. And then she will spend these 2 coins on a town share. Okay. And it's 2-pointer. Put that off to the side now. It goes over to me. Well, we discard this, and then it goes over to me. After we shuffle and draw another card. Alright, time to do a run. Oh, we got a fate die. Or marble. Let's see what the fate card is. Landslide. Run 2 extra marbles. I don't think we have 2. Yep, we have 2. I'm not going to run the fate die over and over again. So, that's the end of that. Alright, let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move 2. 1, 2, and then... Ooh, I can't. Alright, you know what? I'm not going to move 2. I'm going to move 1 and then bail. I'm putting that back in there. Giving me a coin. And then I'm going to move 1. And then I'm going to play this guy here. Okay, because I have this upgrade. I could pick instead of paying. Alright, now I'm going to play this guy here. Let's do a run. Another water. And I'm going to knock that down here. Alright, so it goes here. I will choose to do that. I will go there, and then I will bail 1 piece. 1 water marble, collecting a coin. That's the end of my turn. Discard and draw back up to 4. And then it goes over to Jen. And Jen will make a run. So, 2. And we only get 2. That's all it is. Fate die came out. Fate marble came out. I'm going to keep calling it that. Alright, so it says dynamite. Remove all other marbles from the shaft with the fate marble in it. Then do 3 extra marbles. We're out of marbles and there's nothing in there. So we're just going to drop it back in there. It goes over to Jen. Alright, let's see what she's going to do here. She's going to play this card here. She's going to go 1, 2, 3 and bump me for the 4th one. Okay, then she's going to bail. Getting a coin. She's going to bail again. Getting another coin. Okay, she's going to pick 1 gold, and then she's going to move 1, 2. She's going to bail again, getting another coin. And then she'll move 1 space. Alright, discard all this, draw back up the 4. My turn for a run. 3. Alright, we got the fate marble. Let's see what it does. Alright, we got a dinosaur discovery. All players draw 1 card from their deck. So we each get a card. Drop that back in the supply. Jen gets a card. And I get a card. And it is my turn. So let's see here. I'm going to play this guy here. Move 1 and bail. Giving me a coin. And then I'm going to play this guy here. Again, because of my upgrade. I can pin instead of pick. What I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do that again. Alright. And now I am going to pin 1 more gold. Oops. And then move 1, 2. Alright, now I'm in town. I am going to cash 1 gold in for 2 coins, bring me up to my limit. The other 3 I'm going to trade in for 6 points. 1, 2, 3. which gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Okay, now that I'm in town, I'm thinking about doing this, getting this as my last upgrade. I'm going to get this upgrade, spend $4. This will allow me to have 5 cards in my hand now instead of 4. Alright, now I am going to play this last card and get out of town. Going here, discard all this, and draw back up, but I'm going to have to shuffle. And again, because I have that upgrade, I can get 5 cards now instead of 4. So I'll draw 4 cards instead of just the 3, bringing me up to 5. Alright, Jen's turn to do a run. And 3. Alright, let's see what's Jen going to do. Well, she's going to play this guy here and get some gold. And then, well, she can't, there's water in there, so she can't do anything like that. So she'll play this guy here. First, she'll get the supply, and I think she will take this one. Alright, put that in her discard, and then she will move into town, and she shall trade both of them in 4 points, giving her 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now she will spend $2 on this last upgrade and $2 on a share card. Alright, and she gets a 1 pointer. She will move 2 out of town, 1, 2, bumping me. And then, you know what, she'll play this one and go over me, 1, 2. And she will save this one for the next round. So she'll discard that, draw back up to 3, but she's got to shuffle. Sorry, she has to draw back up to 4. She only had 3 cards, so she has to shuffle, and now she's drawing her last card. Alright, time for me to make a run. 3. Alright, so we got a fate marble here. Let's see what it is. A landslide. Run 2 extra marbles. 2. Alright, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend this one. First, I'm going to move Bumpin' Jen. And then I'm going to replace the one I didn't before. And then I'm going to draw one. We'll go with this one here. Alright, throw that in my discard, and then replace it like I should have the last time. I'm going to play this guy, which will let me pan. I'm going to get some gold there. And then I'm going to do that again, which will let me pan. I'm going to get some more gold there. And then I'm going to play this guy, which will let me pan. Some more gold there. And then I'm going to play this guy here. I'm going to bail. I'm going to get myself a coin. I could actually put this in my hand. I forgot. So I'm going to do that. Before I do, I am going to try and tunnel. Oh, and the fate die came out, and I'm right back where I am. Let's see what the fate is. Dinosaur discovery. All players draw 1 card from their deck. So there we go. I get 1. Jen gets 1. So let me see. I might as well go here and get the gold, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to play this. And I am going to bail. Give me a coin. And then I'm going to move. Bumpin' Jen. And then I'm going to play this. And I am going to use this to pick instead of bail. And then I am going to bump Jen again. And that's the end of my turn. I'm going to discard and shuffle because I had to draw up the 5 and I only got 4. Alright, Jen's turn to do a run. 3. Alright, let's see what the fate awaits us. Alright, so we got Dynamite. Remove all other marbles from the shaft. Then run 3 extra marbles. Okay, so 3. Alright, so this is one of the rules that always confused me. The fate die came out. The fate marble came out. There's no other marbles in there, so I'm going to pull it out even though we just had one. Alright, and it says place all mine carts in the town. So that might have helped Jen out. Alright, and then we're going to put that back in there. Jen's turn. She's in town. She doesn't have any coins or anything to do in town, so she's going to get out of town. First thing she's going to do is... this ain't good. Alright. She'll discard this one to move out of town. And then she'll play this one that goes 1, 2. She'll discard this one to move. Then she'll play this one to get some gold. And she'll play this one to bail. Getting her a coin, and then... You know what? I think I do. I think she'll try to tunnel. So let's see. She gets water. She will move 1 space. And that is the end of her turn. She discards all this and draws 4 cards. Alright, my turn to do a run. And I think there's only 1 or 2 marbles in there. A fate marble, and that's it. Let's see what the fate awaits us. Alright, flash flood. Run 1 extra marble, then move each cart at water space. So Jen is at a water space. There are no marbles in there, so we're not going to run extra marbles. That is actually the end of the fate card, so I'm going to give them a shuffle, and then I'm going to come back and do my turn. Alright, so I'm going to do a town action. I am going to... First, I am going to spend this and get 2 coins, which I am going to automatically change in for a share card. Then the other 3 I am going to change in for 6 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more points, and I trigger the end of the game. Alright, now I am going to take my movements. Alright, so 2, 4. Alright, let's see. I'm going to play this one for 2. 1, 2. This one for 2 more. 1, 2. Now I am going to pick the gold. Okay, I'm going to move 1, 2, bumping Jen. And then I am going to pan for 1 gold. Then I'm going to play this one, and I am going to get a coin, and I am not going to move. So that is the end of my turn. I discard and draw back up to 4, or 5 rather, for me because of the thingy. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, it's Jen's turn. She does a run. 3, we got the fate die here. So, dinosaurs. We all draw 1 more card. This gets discarded, and this one gets thrown back in there. Alright, so now Jen has 5 cards. What's she going to do? She's going to bail and get a coin. She's going to play this one, and she's going to mine twice here. 1, 2. She'll play this one here to grab, let's say this guy here, discarding that, replacing it. And then she will move into town. Okay, now she's going to cash in 1 gold for 2 points. And then she has the ore, but she has this upgrade, which basically converts them into gold. So she's going to give the other 2 for another 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's going to spend these 2 coins here, and she's going to take a town share. She'll play this one. She'll come out 1, 2. And then she'll play this one. 1, 2, 3. And bump me for the 4th one. And then she will bail and get 1 coin. And then that's the end of her turn. She's going to shuffle because she doesn't have 4 cards. And then she's going to draw back up to 4. And I just realized I've been jipping her because of this upgrade. She should get an additional one for bailing, and I do not remember how many times she bailed. I'm going to let it go. Alright, over to me. I'm going to do a run. Alright, 3. Doesn't help me any. Let's see. I think I'm going to end the game, but let me see. I am going to play this, and I'm going to grab this guy here and put it right in my hand because of this upgrade, and I'm not going to move. Alright, so the second one I'm going to do is I'm going to play this and grab this ore here. I'm not going to move still. And then I'm going to play this guy here. Oh, no, wait, that's Jen's. I thought I could mine next to it. That's Jen's. It's not mine. All right, so that changes my plans. All right, so I am going to move. I'm going to go into town and trigger the end of the game here. All right, so I am going to spend the 2 gold for points. 1, 2, 3, 4, which will give me this town share. I have 1 brown guy left. 1 ore. You know what? I'll get 1 more point. I'm going to spend 2 coins, and I'm going to get a town share card. All right. And then I'm done my town actions. I am going to play this card here. I'm going to move out, and then I'm going to pan twice. 1, 2. At least it's an extra point there. You know what? I'll discard that one and move 1. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move back. I'm going to play this one here. I'm going to get this guy here. Get a coin for that guy there. Because tiebreakers are coin. Alright. I am going to do the tunnel action. I'm going to roll up. And then I'm going to choose to go there. Alright. Now, I'll play this and bail. Give me another coin. And then I will move into town and I will do another town action. Alright. Giving me 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Being that I have passed 25, I shall put a marker on there indicating that I did so. And now, that's it. I can't buy anything more. But what I can do is I can mine 1 more time. So I will discard this guy here. I will move out. And then discard here. The mine doesn't make sense because it's not going to be worth anything. But that's what I'm going to do. Goes over to Jen. She's going to do a run. 3. All right. Let's see what she's going to do here. All right. She'll bail. And get her 2 coins because of her upgrade. And she will move 1 space. She can't mine. And then she'll play this guy here going into town. And I'll say she'll grab this one. Doesn't really matter. All right. That is the end of the game. All right. So we're going to take any points we would normally get for gold or ore. And we're going to half that, round it down. So this ore is rounded down to a half a point. It's not worth anything, but then you would round it down again. Jen doesn't have any on her in her cart. So now we will add up our score with all of our town shares we have. So Jen had 6 points in town shares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I won because I'm already way past her. But let's see, I had 5, which would bring me up to 31 points rather. Alright, if there were a tie, whoever had the most coins in that tie would win. And then I guess you would just share a victory if there's still a tie. And that is it. That is how I play Big Thunder Mountain. Stay tuned for what we thinks. Alright, gang, final thoughts time for Big Thunder Mountain. Disney's Big Thunder Mountain, the wildest game in the wilderness, some shit like that. I don't know. Long title. Anyway. I feel as though this is a missed opportunity. This will not be staying in my collection. I do not like it. Jen doesn't like it. But I feel it is a missed opportunity. It's a money grab. Most Disney games are. But I think it would be a good way to introduce people to pick up, deliver, and deck building. There's very simple rules here, you know. You just do what the symbol on the card says. Any of them, both of them, all three, or as many of them as there are. You know, they're not too complex. You either move, you bail water out, and you get a coin. You can bail gold out, or you could dig for gold, or using either the panning action or, you know, the picking action. Even the tunnel action here isn't too hard. You just, roll a marble down and then, you can move to that spot if you want it. I like the fate cards. They mix the game up a little bit. It's not just a straight race game. This, interferes, gives a little bit of tomfoolery to the game. There's really not a lot of player interaction other than you can bump on the movement sometimes. If you're landing on a space with another player. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot of player interaction. The artwork is nice. I do like it. The board looks like a railroad, an old mine railroad. Carts and all that are thematic to the game. Even the back of the player mats have locomotives. And I've been on Big Thunder Mountain quite a few times. They are all named differently, which they are on the back of the player boards here. Each car is, or, each train is named differently. I can't remember if it's the same in Disneyland and Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland. Been to Disney World many times. But I do know they are named. I can't remember the names of them, so I'm assuming this is it. I'm not sure. I do like these town shares. It's a little guessing game at the end of the game. While you can figure out they have at least how many points they have by the number of cards. There's at least 1 point on each card, but it could be 2 or 3. So it gives a little bit of guessing at the end of the game, and I do like that. Even the bonus tiles, they're pretty straightforward. They're not too complicated. So like I said, this would be a great game to introduce people to pick up the liver and deck building games. Even the deck building aspect of it, it's not that complicated. You can't chain off of cards like you can in normal deck building games. Real simple movement, the actions here. I think it outstays its welcome, especially in a 3 and 4 player game. 2 players is not too bad. I played it 2 players with Jen. I played it with kids, 3 other kids at the 4 player level, and they were, what is Lily? I think Lily's 6 up to 10. All right. This is aimed for kids, and it did not hold their attention that well. The youngest one may have been a little too young for the game, but the oldest one, who I've played Lords of Vegas with, this just didn't hold her attention. So I guess it depends on your kid whether it'll hold their attention or not. It is a fun little game. You get the marbles running down the chute, but this is my biggest complaint about the board game, is this whole monstrosity in the middle. If you're going to put a gimmick in your game, at least put a gimmick in your game that'll work. Most of the time. This did not for me. Other players' copies could be different, but this plastic is real flimsy. What I found out is, what you did not see is I shimmed this side of the board because over time, this is so flimsy, the marbles weigh it down and they roll to one side. So throughout the game, I shimmed it to try and level it back out. And again, if there are cars on this side, they could weigh down the board, which will weigh this down and cause marbles to roll on the one side. All right. The biggest problem I had with it is this thing here. I don't know if you can see it too well. I'll hold it up to the camera there a little bit. Let's see if it'll focus. In the mine opening there, I took a knife to it to cut that out so that the marbles would actually go through. What was happening is, when I was spinning it, the marbles would get stuck up in here, and then they roll out and stay up there like that. So I'd had to hit them to pop them out. Again, if you're going to use a gimmick that works. Don't just rip people off. All right. So, like I said, this will not be staying in my collection. It's a shame. This could have been really good for introducing gamers, new gamers to these concepts. And to be honest with you, you could do this with a pile of cards. You don't need this. You could just have, 7 spaces out there. Each space has a slot for a card, and just shuffle cards and flip them out. Well, I understand the marbles make it fun for kids. It does. The gimmick doesn't work, the rule book, surprisingly, is good. I do like the rule book. It's the first rule book I read in a while that wasn't bad. It didn't have any mistakes that I could think of offhand. And it does come with player aids for everybody. And so, other than this monstrosity in the middle, the components are good, The gameplay itself, well, I think it goes a little long with more than 2 players. That's not bad, depending on the group you're playing with. The biggest problem is the money grab aspect of it. With a gimmick on top of that does not work. I heard some people say it works 95% of the time. I doubt that. When I bought this, it was like the spring. It was warmer out. And the marbles would get stuck once in a while, not as often. It is now winter here, or going into winter. Everything shrinks in the winter. Humans, metal, plastic, all of it. We expand and contract with heat and coolness. So that's what happened here. It contracted. One of them contracted more than the other ones, and the marbles were getting stuck in there. But even that, spinning it, if you spin it too fast, you're not going to grab a marble in the back. If you push down on it, it's the same thing. It's janky. And then it shoots one way or the other, depending on how you're pushing it. All they had to do was stiffen this up a little bit and fix this, and it would have been a great game, I think. Again, missed opportunity. I'm not really impressed with Funko's games. I've had a few of them. They're hit or miss with me. Most of them are miss. I try to give them benefit of the doubt, though. Jen loves Disney, so we got a lot of Disney games. I don't want to harp on it too much, but like I said, this may be for you, it may not be. Don't take my word. Watch other videos. This is just my opinion. If this is something you would be interested in, it is. There's more information online. BGG, Board Game Geek, is one of the best and most reliable sources for information on board games. You can also check out online. You could also buy this online or at your local game store. That is it. Get gaming, have fun. See you next time. Gippy out! And so is Big Thunder Mountain.